The information shared on the Slipstream gift are from personal accounts and experiences, which are intended to help create discussions on the possibilities and perspectives of energetic potentials. Any communications, considerations, or recommendations are not a substitute for medical, psychological, or licensed professional help in wellness or recovery. Please seek a qualified practitioner regarding specific needs or concerns. We thank you and hope you enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Slipstream Gift, a place of energetic healing potentials waiting to be explored. Hosts Todd Wilcox and Brandon Wainwright will take you on a deep dive of discussion into energetic modalities, self-healing, consciousness expansion, spiritual peace, and overall positive encouragement, while traversing life's spiraling universal questions. Each episode provides a sacred space to share ideas as well as experience interactive energy healing sessions, all guided live with heart. Now here are your hosts, Todd Wilcox and Brandon Wainwright.
Hello and welcome to the Slipstream Gift on the Sacred Spiral Network. I'm your host, Brandon Wainwright, along with host Todd Wilcox. We're glad to be here with you tonight for some spiritual discussion and live healings right on the air. Todd, what's your
Yes,
nickname?
I am.
Do you remember the nickname that you were given last week?
People cannot speak their own nickname. It must come from others.
Okay, well, Grandmaster T. Okay. Oh, somebody from Norway is calling in.
That is awesome.
Maria. Oh, that is awesome. Hello, Maria. Thank you for being here. And Primrose is here again. Thank you for always supporting us, Primrose. For those, Maria, you weren't here last week, I don't think, but Primrose was. I gave Todd the nickname Grandmaster T in reference to the glorious and great TV show Married with Children, on which Bud Bundy gave himself the moniker Grandmaster B. So Todd is Grandmaster T. So my question for you, my brother, is do you have any beats for us this week?
I do have some beats. First off, I'd like to answer, Maria asked the question, can she ask future questions? And that kind of leads into what I wanted to talk about today, which is just the first thing I wanted to talk about is called retrocausality. And it's a phenomenon that I absolutely love. And it really takes the stand that everything's kind of happening all at once. And I can remember when I first learned about retrocausality, I was driving and I had to pull over because it was messing with my thoughts too much. I could not focus on driving and think about what I had just heard. And so what happened was some researchers went to a hospital and they were given permission to get records of people that had a specific illness. And they were able to take those records, and these things were all 10 years and older. They were able to take these records and they just divided them up. It wasn't alphabetical. It was just random. These go in this pile, these go in this pile. And they had two piles. One was the control pile that they weren't going to do anything with. The other pile, they were going to have multiple people pray over these records, pray for quick healing, pray for health, pray for a positive outcome for the people that were sick. And what they found was that the people in the random pile of people that were sick 10 years before were significantly different in their healing, not only how fast they healed, but how well they healed. All the markers they were looking for were statistically significant, showing that there was something changed. And these were just in files that were randomly taken apart. And so that got me thinking about, well, is this similar to time travel of a sort? And I do believe it is. And So the things that we've done in the past, we can heal. Things things in our past, we can change the way we perceive and heal from it. Things in the future we can look at. And so with this retrocausality, another great thing is the people that are watching right now, that are live with us right now, are going to be a part of the first healing, the first energy alignment that we do. I would like to do it for everybody listening. And the great part is it's everybody that's listening right now live. It'll be for everybody that listens and watches a month from now, 2 years from now, 15 years from now. Whenever they watch this episode, they're going to pick up on the same energy, the same alignment that we did, and get the same benefits. So it doesn't matter if they're watching this years from now. They're going to get the same thing as everybody that was here tonight. So if you're okay with that, Brandon, what I would like to do is, as for our first alignment, is to do the group as a whole. Everybody that's on, instead of a specific person, will go into the essence of the viewers, of all of them.
Yeah, no, let's do it.
Okay.
Just want to shout out to Bora Bora.
Yeah,
she was saying hello on there. First time she's tuned in. So just thanks for being here.
And I got so excited to get talking about retrocausality, I actually forgot the first thing I wanted to talk about. I was watching a show the other night. I can't remember what streaming channel it was, but it ended. And for some reason, I was walking around and didn't pay attention, and a new movie started. And I'm so happy it did. It was Napoleon Dynamite. And I hope everybody on this tonight loves Napoleon as much as I do. I absolutely am crazy about that movie. It was filmed in Preston, Idaho, which is very close to Utah, where I grew up a good chunk of my life. And so a lot of the behaviors and the idiosyncrasies that are in that movie, I've seen firsthand. And I just absolutely love it. And then as I'm watching the movie, I realize, oh, I know that hill. Oh, I know that road. I know I've seen this. And then I took my kids and some nieces and nephews, and we did a Napoleon Dynamite tour. And we went to many of the places where they filmed. And I didn't realize how much of it I already knew until we got there during that tour we did. We got a map of where everything was filmed, and then I was remembering things as we went. It was quite a time, and we were driving and spotted Uncle Rico's van sitting in a car lot, and so we pulled over and we were peeking in the van. Everybody's having a great. Wow. Took a bunch of pictures with the van. I made my daughter and my niece reenact the end of the show where Napoleon's hitting the tetherball and that girl's kind of cringing. So we found the spot, and my daughter was Napoleon and my niece was Deb, and they reenacted it for me.
How fun.
It was a great time. The high school was getting worked on. There was construction people there, and we found a door that wasn't all the way locked, and went in. I found his locker, found a couple things, and again made my daughter reenact a couple things by the locker. She was freaked out. She thought we were basically burglars at that point. And the principal of the school comes up and says, how are we doing, guys? I go, we're doing great. I guess you know what we're doing. He says, yeah, but I can't have you in here too long because of construction. Can you hurry and wrap it up? Yes, sir, we will. And took a few more pictures, shook hands with him, got a picture of him, and away we went. So he was very, very kind to us. He says, show me where you got in so we can secure it. So we went back out the same door. Had an absolutely great time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I've always just loved that movie from the second I saw it.
Was the van, was it like intentionally put where people could see it and take pictures with it, or was it you just got lucky and saw it parked?
I think, yeah, it was in a car lot, a car dealer, but it wasn't for sale. So I think it was some bait to get people in to look at that, so the salesman could come out and talk to them. And then I find out, I call and I talk to a friend that lived in that area, and her and I started a paranormal team together. And she says, I have a story to tell you about Uncle Rico's van. I said, what is that? She said, my mother was the first owner of that, and we had it for about 10 years. We called it the party pumpkin. We would steal it, and her and her friends would go out drinking in it. So she spent all kinds of time in Uncle Rico's van. Her mom was the first owner.
What are the odds?
Yeah. Yeah, and they know what a dork I am, so they were happy I was able to have so much fun.
Yeah, that's something I would have enjoyed too, because we've talked about this before on the air, but I'm a big fan of that movie too. And what I love about it is it gets funnier the more you watch it.
It does.
The first time I watched it, I was like I enjoyed it a lot, but the next time I watched it, the quirks, it's like they had sunk in deeper, and I was looking for different things, and it got funnier and funnier and funnier.
Yeah, and you miss things, and yeah, there's always something new. And the funny thing is, we make jokes about, our phone listens to us and that. So I watched Napoleon on TV at someone else's house, and the next thing you know, I'm getting Napoleon Dynamite feeds hitting YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah, and it's kind of scary.
Yeah. But one of them I was very happy to see. If you remember the part where Napoleon went to catch the chickens, and they're standing outside, and that old guy dumps an egg into looks like orange juice. And there's an old guy there talking about, he points over, he says, over by that riverbed, I found 2 Shoshone Indian arrowheads. And he's really hard to understand. And it's just a local guy that they grabbed and made an actor for this. Most of the people in that movie are just locals, right?
Lyle.
And so he was one of them. And that wasn't part of the script. They were having a snack in between takes, and the camera just happened to be on him while he's doing that. And so they put it in. And I thought that was just pure magic having that.
When he runs over the bull, when Kip runs over the bull in the van, when he's selling the Tupperware or the nylon polymer bowls.
Yes.
And he wants to show the lady how strong the bulls are, so he's going to run it over, and it just shatters into a million pieces.
Yes.
Apparently that was like they thought it would roll over it. That wasn't scripted. So when he throws it in drive, it says, "Dang it!" drives away.
Yes.
That was improvised.
Yeah. Well, and so they've got that. They've got the guy talking about the Shoshone arrowheads. The part where Napoleon has Pedro on the back of the bike, and Uncle Rico gets up and hits him in the head with a stake. They didn't expect him to actually hit him. And Pedro was supposed to stay in scene. And I can't remember if he had something to say, but he was dying. And so he jumped on his bike and did that weird pedal saying, "I got to go," because he had to get off screen and start laughing. He didn't want to ruin the magic of that scene. He says, and when you hear that hit his head, it hit hard. And that's not added sound. That's how hard it hit his head.
What are you doing?
Yeah. And Uncle Rico laughs.
He's like, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh my God.
There's some Shannon Haynes she made the comment, "My mom's last name is Tuesday Ann Wainwright." It's a small world. I guess that means somewhere along the line we're probably related.
Very, very nice. So I think that's all the nonsense I have to babble about. If you want. And somebody asked if we were going to do readings, and it's Shannon, we don't actually do readings. What we do is, it's an energy alignment. We can certainly bring you in for that. And sometimes we do get information, but we're not mediums. We don't get readings. And for the most part, we don't have conversations. There's only been a couple times that I've talked to things that are in the the quantum room with me. So, but yeah, we can certainly bring you in and see what happens and see what we find when we get you there.
Yeah. I guess it occurred to me to comment on just we're talking about, most people when they want healings, it's something. Well, sometimes it's issues related to the things in their lives, but a lot of times it's regarding physical ailments that they might be experiencing. And what I want people to kind of think about, just to get the ball rolling a little bit, is anything that you're experiencing in life. Right, these are things that either maybe you came into this life to experience, that they're part of your life plan. But it could also very well be something that you drew to you, based on decisions that you're making, energies that you're putting out, thought processes. So, for example, in my training, it's based on the chakras. So, if you, for example, have low back pain, it's just a really good example. It's easy for most people at some point in their lives have experienced some form of low back pain. That's in the root chakra, which is related to vitality, a sense of security, home life, that kind of thing. So if you're like, for example, for me, I remember when I was in my mid to late 20s, I was having a heck of a time getting rolling on a career, and I was trying to get into the police at the time, and I didn't feel 100% at peace about it. I never saw myself becoming a cop, but at the same time, I felt drawn to do it. I had all this angst about it, so I ended up with all this tension in my low back. I mean, intense. It was like, it was at the height of that time. And when I look back on it, at the time, I didn't understand what was happening, but now I look back and I say, well, with all the emotional and mental, spiritual angst that I was experiencing around my career, my sense of home, my sense of security, it manifested in that low back pain. Maybe another example might be, are you having trouble communicating, maybe with some people that are vital in your life, your employer, maybe a spouse or partner? You could end up experiencing, likely you're going to end up experiencing issues with your throat, sore throats, coughs, things like that end up occurring because that's associated with communications, associated with your throat chakra. So if you've got things in your life that are out of balance, whether they be physical or mental, I just want you to consider the idea that it does have a spiritual component to it, and it is something that you have an impact on with your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions, and how those things are associated with the chakras are a great way for you to analyze it. So if you don't, I'm not going to go all into it right now just because we have limited time, but there are 7 main chakras, and each of them are associated with certain aspects of the self, with your life. And so you could go on Google and look those things up. And I think you'll be surprised if you analyze how some of the things you might be experiencing could very well be associated with aspects of your life that are out of balance. Just so the question is, what am I drawing to me? And it's empowering when you realize this. So just some food for thought.
Yeah, the balance that you mentioned, really a big deal, staying balanced. And one other thing I just would like to mention is please don't share too much information about what you want us to look at. The more I know about what's happening with you, the more I kind of try to force things. So it's best if I don't know anything about what's going on with you, so that everything just flows. So please don't share much, because the more I know, typically the less effective I am.
And welcome, Erica. Erica Burt is here. She was here a few weeks ago, so welcome back. It's good to have you. Okay, so
cool.
have we had? I guess So you were saying you wanted to do a general healing for everybody?
Yeah, for the whole group. I'd love to do an alignment energy work for the group as a whole. And then I know that there's been a couple that have requested, and hopefully we'll have time for both of them and maybe even more if possible.
All right. Okay. Well,
All right.
you,
So there's
do you want to explain real quick how you work? Just because we have
there's some new people on here. So what's going to happen is you're going to see me working with my hands, getting my energy together, going to a place that I call the quantum room. It's a place of energy and spirit, and that's where I do the work. I do the work with a couple teams. I have a warrior team that helps me find the issues with people or groups or areas and remove those items. Really, it's energy. It manifests in a certain way. I might say that Desi pulled a stick from John's back, and then we're gonna clean that stick, give it love energy so that it can revert back to the energy it started as. And so these are typically things that started out as something that we needed, something that helped us, something that was beneficial, and later turned into something that we outgrew, and it was no longer beneficial to us. So the way I like to describe it is a little kid watching wrestling, pro wrestling, and he sees that those guys have bands tied around their arms, right? And he hurts his arm, so he thinks, well, maybe one of those bands will help my arm. So he ties the band around it, and it gives it a little bit of compression, feels better. So that's great for right then. What if he leaves the band? What's his arm going to be feeling like in a week? What's it going to feel like in a month? What's it going to feel like in a year as he continues to grow? What's it going to feel like in 10 years, 15, 20 years? And that's what a lot of these are, things that started out as something to help us. And somewhere along the line, we outgrew them. And now they're actually holding us back. And so we like to remove those, clean them up so that they're ready for healing energy, and then give them the energy they need to go back to something positive and good, and be back into the flow of the universal energy.
And then as Todd's doing that, I'm also channeling energy into the quantum room, and I get images too. It's very different from Todd. I get flashes of images that I'll share that are they're usually more obscure as far as what they might mean. But I'm generating energy and adding to the power of the quantum room as we're doing it.
He's turbocharging everything, and it's unbelievable what happens when Brandon's energy hits this. It gets even bigger and stronger. And it really, really makes a massive difference. And I don't try to understand or interpret the things that I see. If the person that I'm working with has an interpretation for them, great. If not, great. It's just how that energy is manifesting itself to me, and I don't know what the significance is. And I'm afraid that if I tried to give it significance, I might go down the wrong path. And so I just don't want to do that. And I worked with a medium one time that was doing a great job seeing really personal things with the person. But as he's trying to interpret what he's seeing, he wasn't listening that, no, that's not what that means. And repeatedly told him, that's not what it means. It's not what it means. And he just kept saying, no, well, it usually means this, and just wouldn't listen. And it really took everybody out of the moment. And the sad part was he was nailing it on what he was seeing, but his interpretation was off. And I think he must have listened to that show and realized what he'd done, because the next 3 times I had him on, he did not do that. So I think it was just a weird occurrence, but it really drove home that I'm not here to interpret. I'm just here to describe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to shout out to Twilly. She's new here, just saying hello. And Bernadette, thanks for being back here.
Yeah. Kay Weezy's here again. Yeah.
Andrea from the UK.
Excellent.
Thank you for joining.
So we have UK and Norway. That's cool.
Yeah.
Worldwide. I want some Aussies on here. My favorite sport in the world is being usurped by the World Cup. I hope everybody's enjoying the World Cup because I don't get to see footy while that's on. It's all soccer on FS1. So I'm looking forward to that being over so I can see footy again.
Bernadette's up in Canada too.
And Canada,
Yeah.
outstanding.
International audience. This is good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So let's go ahead and get started. This will be for the whole group. And so if everybody will just get comfortable, get relaxed. If you can, kind of breathe with me, let your energy flow with us, and be as open as you want with this. The more open you are, the more that could help. But be wherever you're comfortable. Be extremely comfortable. Brandon and I do this with the very highest of positive intention, and we would never do something that would hurt somebody. So it's a safe place to be, but you be comfortable. That's the main thing. Go with what level you feel like it. Here we go. Ooh, got a nice chill. So I'm in the quantum room, and there's actually quite a bit of light. This room is in deep space, and it's usually fairly dark, but today there's a lot of light. And I'm seeing a bunch of people. I'm sure it's the people listening now and the people that will be listening in the future. And it looks like they're standing on something like puzzle pieces. And I was kind of hoping all the puzzle pieces would go together and make some cool shape, but it's not happening. Maybe the puzzle, well, I'm not going to interpret it, but yeah, everybody seems to be standing on puzzle pieces. And we're going to start off just letting Desi, the beagle with the great nose, that's not only got a great nose for the physical, but she also has a great nose for energy. She's just going to go sniffing around, seeing what she finds. The first thing she does is she finds this fairly large alligator. You know, she's a beagle and it's, 10 times her size, and it's frozen. I don't know if it's alive or if it's plastic or a sculpture or frozen, but it's an alligator that is not moving. And she kind of drags it away from the group. And we're going to give that healing energy to clean it up, get it ready. And then love energy coming from the love team to send it back where it started. And that alligator turns into an old truck, like an old truck from the 40s, the kind with the big bubble looking fenders, round nose, really a cool looking truck that and it's almost cartoony looking, and it drives off to be reabsorbed into the universe. And now this is different. I've never had anything that looks or feels like this before. Desi found a string. It's gold, it glows, and she's pulling it and weaving it around everybody on this call and everybody in the future, weaving it through all your energies. I guess doing a connection, but weaving that energy with everybody. So there's this golden streamer of energy going around everybody, connecting us all, even me. And I'm usually out of the way of these things, watching from a little bit of a distance, and I'm actually right next to everybody now, and that is around me. And my energy is usually very cool, but this thing is warm. It's very warm. And I can feel my upper body right now starting to heat up. I was on the cool side just a couple minutes ago, and my upper body's really feeling warm from this golden light that's going around us. Interesting. I know what that is. So I'm not going to share what I know, but yeah, I know what it is, and I'm really happy about it. Good, warm, glowing energy on everybody. Desi's looking around. Yeah, she's not removing anything else, I think. But she is kind of moving people around, and the other dogs that are part of the warrior team are kind of guiding people, kind of directing them, like you watch a Australian shepherd moving sheep around, or a healer moving cattle. And I don't want to sound like your cattle, but the dogs are kind of guiding you in a place where everybody can line up, their energies line up. And so it's just helping people find their way, not so much corralling them or anything, just guiding them to the place where they can really align with everything that we're doing right now. Now the dogs have backed away. And so what I'm going to do is just send out some good cleansing energy to everybody that's here with us right now, and everybody that's going to be with us. And now the love team gets all the way around us, and they're bringing in that healing love energy. It's coming up through our feet, up through our torso, out through the tops of our heads, out our eyes, our ears, our hands. That energy's coming up through us, cleansing us, replacing energy that's tired, replacing energy that needs to be grounded. We're feeling grounded and strong, and that energy is really pumping through us, healing and making us feel better, feeling closer to those around us, feeling closer to everybody. No matter how close they are, we realize that there's really no distance. We talked about retrocausality, and what's happening right now is quantum entanglement. The very smallest parts of us, where we break down to pure energy, there is no time, there is no space for those things. We can immediately go billions of light years away in the blink of an eye, that energy, and that energy can connect with everything because we're all part of the same thing. And we're all feeling that energy right now. I can really feel it in my chest. I feel a clearing in my chest, a cleansing, a clearing, an opening in my chest. And I've been kind of tight for the last week, and it's really just letting loose. And we're going to enjoy that healing energy for just a second longer. We're going to come back. Come back at whatever speed you need to. If you need a drink, now's a good time to grab some water. And just breathe. Brandon, what before you talk to us about what you saw, I noticed Christy Wilson is on from Utah. Christy, thank you for coming on. I'm in Oregon right now, but I do have a home in Ogden, Utah, and it's one of my favorite states. So welcome. All right, Brandon, what did you see?
So I saw grapes. That was the first thing that popped in real clear. Just boop, grapes.
Like a bunch of grapes still on the...
Yeah, like a clump of them, like from Fruit of the Loom underwear or something.
Okay.
And then the next thing I saw was what was it? A pineapple, which so it seemed like it was taken on a fruit theme of some kind. God, what was it? I'm trying to remember. There was something. Non-fruit. God, what was it? This is the problem with not writing things down. I saw. I ended up seeing strawberries. So obviously there's a fruit theme here, but then I saw a Volkswagen Bug, a red Volkswagen Bug. And I wasn't really sure. I probably in a 60s, from the 60s, with the small tail lights. And it was like, it wasn't cherry, but it was like older, kind of weathered, actually. It looked like it was kind of weathered, like I don't know, maybe moving into a new era or time. And then I saw something that was really random, but I don't know if you're familiar with The Edge. It was a ride that was at Great America in Santa Clara, where it went up like, I don't know, 10 stories or so. It was just a car that went straight up vertical, and then it would come out. The car would come out and then free fall. And then you'd actually go on your back and slow down on your back. It was so much fun. You lose your stomach, I loved that ride. It scared the crap out of you. It was one where you could put pennies, on your, you weren't supposed to, but you put pennies on your knees and it would float with you as you
gravity, anti-gravity.
But it's like, I mean, the obvious thing to me is like a kind of a free fall, like going into a thing where you're kind of it's just a leap of faith where you're gonna fall. It's gonna feel like you're falling forever, but you are caught at the end. So I guess, I don't know, things are fruitful. I'm looking at it. I'm putting these things together. If things, there's a lot of juice and pulp coming. Whatever we're going through right now is creating a lot of. It's ultimately going to be very productive. But we're moving out of one era and falling into a new era. So have faith as you're doing so. I guess that's what I would say. But who knows? Maybe some of you out there, actually, these things, you can actually tell me what they mean. I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's what I got. So
I don't know if you can see him, but my Springer is trying to get involved. And every time I try to get him in the camera, he lays down. So he comes over to hang out and then lays down. And Kelly from New Zealand. Awesome. This is quite a representation.
Yeah. Worldwide. Okay. Do we have any healing requests besides?
We do. We have Shannon and we also have Maria. And maybe we'll start with Shannon. I'm pretty sure she asked first, and then we'll see where we get after that, and hopefully get to Maria and maybe even one more. But I've got to tell you, my energy feels great right now. I think I'm picking up a lot of wonderful energy from this group, and a lot of rapport, a lot of just good, strong energy. I'm loving it. Thank you, everybody. So, alrighty. So let's get with. We will start with Shannon. Shannon comes into the quantum room, and again, it's so much brighter today than it has ever been. And I don't know what that means, but there's a lot of light. Shannon seems to have a lot of light on the face, nice smile, good life in her eyes, good sparkle, good feedback on the eyes. Yeah, it's funny. The light is really shining on Shannon's face. Body is kind of in shadow. Okay, so Desi sniffing around, and usually the things that we're finding are on the inside of people's energy. This is actually on the outside. On the right side of Shannon, Desi pulled like a big cloak, cape, curtain looking thing, removed it from her right side. So it was like blocking her light. So that's been removed. Now every part of Shannon is showing in light. Shannon's face was all I could see before, but now everything is lit up with some very good light. So we're going to give that cloak some cleansing energy to get it ready to heal. And then healing energy. And it changed from that cloak to like a fly fishing rod and reel combo, and then just dissolved into the universe. The interesting thing about that cloak was I could not see it at all. It was almost like if you've ever seen where something is super, super thin and you're looking directly at it and you have no idea it's there. And then they rotate it and you realize that it's something fairly large, but because it's so thin, you can't see it. But it actually takes a lot of surface area. And I think that's what was happening with this cloak. I had no idea it was there, but it was blocking so much of Shannon's light from the right side. And now that that's gone, I see Shannon standing taller, straighter. Desi sniffing around. And again, Shannon's got some things that I've never seen before. So instead of pulling something from Shannon, Desi took her paws and put them on each side of Shannon's back of her spine and worked her way down. And as Desi was doing this, some liquid, kind of like it looked like infection came out, pus infection type stuff came out and onto the ground. We're cleaning it up and then giving it healing energy. And it's now a turtle, and it's walking, crawling off. And we're going to spend some extra time with Shannon's back, really cleaning that up, sending cleansing energy all the way up and down the spine, just kind of scrubbing everything out, making sure nothing's left. That if there was a source of that, if it was an infection, if there's a source, we're getting rid of it. And there is something almost at the top of the spine where the neck hooks on, just a little lower. There was what looks like a splinter, and we remove that. We're giving that cleansing energy, and that turned into a pebble, and it's now on a pile of pebbles, like it's been returned to family. And now we're going to send I need to run a filter through Shannon real quick. So I'm going to take my hands and create an energy filter between them and go from the top of Shannon's head all the way down through the head, neck, shoulders, chest, waist, hands, arms, legs, and out Shannon's feet. My hands heated up a lot. And usually I have nice, cool energy when I do this. We got some stuff out of there. We're going to give it healing energy, cleansing energy, and then love energy, and it's just gone. So now Shannon's ready for the love energy, and the love team is going to surround Shannon. and just let the love come through. That cleansing, beautiful, healing energy up through Shannon's feet, out through Shannon's hands, top of Shannon's head, eyes, ears, mouth, changing out everything inside for good, strong, healthy energy. All right, Brandon.
All right. I went ahead and jotted some of these down because I was having trouble keeping them in my head. First thing I saw was a snail, like, which for me usually signifies slowing down, taking it slow, or whatever you're working with right now. It's something that's evolving slowly. The next thing I saw was a frog, but it was like, it almost looked like a cartoon version of a frog, or maybe a frog, like a little frog statue that's sitting in your garden. They're like a cartoon almost, which it with a big smile on its face. And the next thing I saw was, well, this was really random. I mean, fire hose, like a wound up canvas fire hose with the nozzle on the end. Whatever that might mean. Usually, maybe I hear that it's like taking in a fire hose, like when you're in training and they start you off and it's just with information when you first start. So maybe what you're dealing right now with is a fire hose of information, and the idea is slow down, take it easy. Next thing I saw was a dog, and it looked like maybe possibly an Australian Shepherd, very, very furry, big. Hi, Michelle from Alabama tuning in. It was just, and it's like, look at the eyes, the dog looking at you square in the eyes. And then the last thing I saw was like a lap pool, an Olympic maybe lap pool with the lane markers. So whatever that might mean.
Yeah.
Hopefully that has some significance to you.
Yeah. Really weird. And I don't know if you pick up on hot or cold when we're doing this, Brandon, but man, my hands were hot
sometimes
when I was going through and filtering, super hot, and they're normally cold. Normally feel that cold.
I felt just a kind of a mild flow, like it wasn't super strong, but it was a steady, energetic flow.
Yeah.
That's what.
So hopefully we got something out of there. It affected me, so hopefully whatever it was, we got it removed and ready for some healing. Dolores from New York. I'm loving everybody. Thank you so much. It is so amazing to see how many people are from all over the place. Brandon and I are kind of on the west side of the country, and to see people from the east side of the country and all around the world, it's just amazing. Thank you. Technology is amazing.
And thank you for tuning in the middle of the night, depending on where you are.
Yeah, for sure. One thing I wanted to mention before I forget is, if you want to, you can certainly reach out to Brandon and I. You can go to slipstreamshaman.com and get on my email and reach out if you have a question. I will certainly do everything I can to help. I don't charge for anything. Brandon is a paid healer, and you can get him. Brandon is at tysonsgift.com.
tysonsgift.com. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can just contact me. I charge a sliding scale of $45 to $75 an hour. So it's not a lot, but it's an energy exchange.
Yeah. Love it. Now we have Carla from Indianapolis. This is really cool. So we do have time for one more. Maria Scorpio. And that'll be the last one tonight. I think we were going to run out of time, and I run out of energy. So we'll do that and then wrap this up. And again, this is awesome. Yeah, Maria, I don't know if we'll know a time, but we'll certainly look for any energy blockages you have and anything that may be causing that pain. So here we go. This will be Maria. All right, I'm in the quantum room. It looks like it's back to normal. It's pretty dark. We're in deep space. Maria's there. And yeah, I can see that she is walking with difficulty. And I asked Desi to go out and see what she can find. So Desi pulls. It looks like pictures, like when you see a picture of the Milky Way galaxy, it kind of looks like that. But this, instead of the white stars, they're red. And she pulled that out of Maria's hip area. It looks like it was across both hips. We pulled it from the left side. Desi pulled it from the left side. And there's almost like it looks like her hips are restacking after we pulled that. Like if you're watching Tetris or something and something gets moved and everything kind of moves around, it looks like Maria's waist is making that type of movement once we took this out. And we're giving that Milky Way looking thing cleansing energy and then healing energy. And it looks like it turned into a roof vent, like the vent on top of a industrial building, and then dissolved back into the universe. And something's going on, and this isn't Desi. It's Maria's left leg, the bone that goes from the hip to the knee. I'm not a anatomy guy. I think it's a femur, but that bone that's from the hip to the knee looks like it's expanding and contracting. It just keeps going longer, shorter, longer, shorter, longer, shorter, longer, shorter. And it feels like it's trying to find its correct spot. And so usually we're removing things. This time this is staying there. And I'm going to give that whole bone area cleansing energy. And those tremors, spasms, whatever that was, seem to be gone. And now we're going to send love energy there to help heal it, get the energy flowing right. And Maria's session is really different than usual. Usually Desi's kind of a workhorse, and she's just sitting and watching right now. But I can see Maria's abdomen has energy that's moving clockwise from my perspective. The time and space is getting me weird. I think it's also clockwise from her perspective and inside her, and so the energy is slowly rotating, and it's pulling like energy up from her left leg into her torso, pushing it down into the right leg, then back up into the torso, and then doing the same thing in the arms and head, and it's just slowly rotating, getting all that energy. I think Maria's healing herself right now. I think this is all Maria. It's not something I've done, but her energy's moving and finding adjustment, finding clarity, finding its place. And energy that should be in her leg is staying in her leg. Energy that should be in her foot, staying in her foot. Energy that should be in her arm and hand is staying there. And that whole circulation is just getting smaller and smaller. Now it's in the middle of her abdomen, kind of right dead center, right sternum area, and smaller. And the energy seems to be flowing correctly now. And I just my like chest just released. Nice deep breath out. Maria, we're going to send some just healing love energy. The love team has surrounded you. We're going to send some healing love energy up to the bottom of your feet, up to your legs, into your waist, in your arms, out through your hands, up into your neck and face, and out through your eyes and nose and mouth and ears, and out the top of your head. And that energy is just recycling, getting good, fresh energy in you. Everything's where it's supposed to be, and now it's just getting recharged. Everything that needs to be grounded is grounded, and it's all fresh, clean energy. And as Maria's leaving the quantum room, that energy is still going through her, up through her feet and out, and just back out into the universe, completely recycling. And it's going to continue to do that until she's 100%. 100% right with energy. Oh, okay, Brandon, I'm back. That was different. Really different.
So I feel like that was a good one. Like I feel like that was like there's I think she's going to notice a huge difference. As far as I'm concerned, I felt kind of a steady flow, but I had the little tendrils, like the little, I call them like little worms of energy, like moving through my fingers. So that I don't always get that. Sometimes it's just electric, like going, and then other times I'll have the little tendrils. So that was interesting. When we first started the healing, I saw like it looked almost like kind of like a viscous stream underground, like really dark, but like with moonlight shining on it. It did not necessarily viscous, but definitely dark, and it was it felt like just a lot of exhaustion and negative energy being kind of processed. And then I saw ice cubes, which to me kind of signifies something similar. And then I saw, the Kellogg's Raisin Bran, the sun, the smile. I saw that image. So it's a positive, lighthearted, light energy coming in, I think. And mushrooms. I saw like mushrooms growing out of the ground. So like whatever is, to me, whatever is being processed is being put to rest, and new things grow from it. The next thing I saw was, like on sugar cookies, you get sugar cookie or cupcakes with the multicolored sugar sprinkles. I saw the sugar sprinkles, multicolored sugar sprinkles. And the last thing I saw, which I think is really beautiful, was a redwood tree. Like I'm standing underneath this redwood tree, underneath the canopy, seeing this massive redwood growing up into the sky, like you'd see like on the Oregon coast, that sort of thing. So I think that's why I think was a really productive, positive healing, because it went from kind of dark energies to really light. That's what it felt like to me.
Yeah, and my eyes right now are the best word I can say is sweating. It's not tearing up. It's not. They've actually, my eyeballs feel like they're sweating right now. It's weird. There's some energy release going through my eyes. So yeah, I think that was a pretty powerful one. And I think this whole night, starting with the group, and doing the others, I think that's really put us in a great place of rapport, worldwide touch, worldwide connection. It was beautiful.
I feel compelled to share our
Charlie,
our mascot. Actually,
yeah.
Well, Tyson obviously is the mascot, but this is Tyson's brother, Charlie. Huh. He doesn't exactly look like he's happy to be here. He wants to go back to sleep. Huh, buddy?
Thanks for making an appearance, Charlie. We think you're wonderful.
Yeah. So I believe if you look at Charlie and you see how similar he is to Tyson, I believe that Tyson had something to do with Charlie coming to me, because it happened very serendipitously. I didn't really seek him out or anything. He looks just like him, especially from behind. But definitely a different soul.
Yeah.
So I wanted to just point out, when we do these healings, if you want to come on the next show and share with us, because these they don't always, the healings don't always become the results, if there are any. There are always results, but they might not necessarily be something that are tangible to you. But if you have experiences, that you attribute to our healings, or you want to share with us, feel free to do that either via email with us when we're off the air, and if you give us permission to talk about it on the air, or if you want to come back, on the next show and just share with us the different things that you might be experiencing as a result. I think that's really interesting. And I think I can speak for both of us when I say it's super gratifying to see when our work has a positive impact on people. So
Yeah.
definitely we would love to hear from you, after you have these healings. Let us know how things have gone. Got anything to add?
No, it's one of those things where I've done this for a long time, and I had to, you talk about ego, and I had to take my ego out of it, because I would help people or help somebody's dog or different things, and they would never say anything about it. They would never thank me for it. They would never acknowledge it. It was, I think, just like I can't remember the session after it's gone. I think they don't remember us setting it up either. So I had to put my ego aside. But it's wonderful when somebody gives us feedback. I don't always get it. But yeah, I think there's just something about this weird energy We just don't remember it. We can't access it after the session. And so anytime that you've got something for us, it's cherished. So thank you.
Yeah, well, and we're doing this show because we want to help, and that's the whole purpose behind it. We actually pay to do the show, so this isn't like we're not doing this to get anything out of it necessarily, other than the gratification of helping people. But anything you do on the spiritual level requires a certain level of faith, and when you get feedback, it helps with the faith. Actually, at least it does for me. I don't know if you feel that way too, but yeah. So thanks, Dolores. That's Charlie's cute.
And a new person, Presh. We've had a lot of new people this week. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That makes me super happy. And I love having people come back. There's a lot that have been here for multiple episodes. But these new ones are wonderful. And thank you, everybody.
So just so you know, this is our last show of July. They just logistically with the showrunner and everything else, that we're not going to be doing another show until the 12th of August will be our next show. Just FYI. So when you don't hear from us, that doesn't mean we're not going on the air again. We are. It's just that, and then after that it'll be the 12th, and then 2 weeks, and the 26th of next month, 12th and 26th.
Okay.
So, okay. I don't have anything else. So other than to say thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you got a lot out of the group healing. Those of you that had individual healings, I hope that they made a big difference for you. And if you were just tuning in and listening and watching, hope you enjoyed the show and our banter.
Yeah. Thank you. And anybody that does want to reach out to us on the side, feel free. TysonsGift.com, SlipstreamShaman.com. We'll see what we can do to help. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah,
Loved it.
Thanks for tuning in.